The harness is now complete. I've added in the ends of the amplifier to it. These are designed to plug directly into the Falcon. On one end, I have the RCAs, the remote turn on to go behind the radio. The plugs to go into the kick panel. These are the amplifier plugs. These are my tweeter plugs. And this is the tweeter plug for the center channel tweeter. On the other end, the longest wire is going to be my remote turn on. So I staggered everything else down from there. Have the 8-pin plug. This plug is for one of the mid bass and the rear speakers. And then this plug is for everything else. And I have the signal input plug. Everything is covered in Tetflex. Now it is a little bit longer than it needs to be, but that is by design because we don't know quite yet where this is going to end up. We've also added in the power distribution block. For this, we are going to be using our Memphis power distribution block. Extremely grateful for these guys for sending us this distribution block. And if you haven't seen the video on this, definitely check it out because by far one of the coolest distribution blocks. We're gonna make a logo to cover it. I know, I'm sorry, but it's all gotta kind of match. The zero gauge that we've ran in the car will come into the back, and I know we haven't talked about that yet. This piece is just going to sit on a generic amp rack in the back for right now, and the reason for that is, for one, we don't have the enclosure for this yet, so we don't know how we want this to look, so we're just going to put a really long piece of plastic in the back. This will go between it, and you never know, we might want to add another Nighthawk or something along those lines. Who knows? We'll see. Now with this harness done, I'm going to hop into the kick panel and get this plugged in, run my wires over to behind the JVC radio, and run this to the back. And then that's cool because all of my signal will be done. That's pretty awesome. Love me this big T-harness that I made. Let's hop in the car and I'll show you what I mean. Now in the Mustang, the factory amplifier is located in the driver's kick panel. That's what made this really nice for the T-harness. Let's head into the corner and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Fernando ran the tweeter wires to where the factory location are. How Ford does it in this is this speaker here and the tweeter are sharing a channel. So the tweeter has a capacitor on it, so it just plays high frequency. For us, we want to go active. That means we have to run an additional wire up to this tweeter, and also we're adding a tweeter to this, so we ran a tweeter wire up there, and then of course one over there, and then they all come over here, and they're going to attach into our T-harness that we made, and that's what these wires are. Because the rest of the stuff easily just plugs in. I'm plugging the amplifier, and then they can go back and tuck into place in that area over there in the back where you see that green wire. And then our RCAs that we made run over and are sitting right here, and they just need to attach to our JVC. Of course, we need to plug in our remote turn on that we ran. Quick amp rack, back to front, is how we like to do things. What that means is that we're gonna do all the wiring on the amplifiers, get it all done. We made that nice T-harness, zip tied all that into place. So we have our main speaker, our secondary speaker, our high level remote turn on, all done up, all secured. It's gonna go forward here. Power wire came along this side. Distribution block, added the ARC logo to it. Let's take a closer look. Starting on this end, we added the ARC audio logo over the Memphis. There again, sorry guys, but we wanted it to match. Zero gauge ground, there is a factory ground up by the seatbelt bracket. It's not the seatbelt bracket at all, don't use that. So we made this ground long enough to attach to that. Power and grounds come over. The short ones are first, nice easy run into there. Now this is where it gets kind of a bummer because it goes power, ground, ground, power. So we know that somewhere something's gonna get twisted because this is obviously convenient. And so we know on the other amp, this is also gonna wanna be this way, and it's not set up that way. So if we come down here, this is a trick we like to do, is we're gonna start with the ground, and then we're gonna make it go under the power wire. So we do this little over under here. So at first glance, you don't even notice it because we're keeping that whole scheme all the way down, but we're tricking the eye by doing it like this. It's subtle, but it's better than doing it down here because this is where everyone is gonna look because they wanna see that uniformness, and you want these wires to come along here and look clean and sexy. You're not gonna be looking here for us to switch the direction, so we'd like to do it here. And then we ended up not having to make RCAs in this one. If you ever do a Falcon and a Nighthawk, a 1.5 foot RCA, we have about a 1/4 inch between the screws here. And what we did here is there again another trick that we like to do to shorten the wire but not shorten the wire, and we have it go a little bit past on both sides, and then we bring the wires. You got to get these loops right. They got to be really close, and we loop them in. It makes it easy to surface for one because they're not super tight. I can pull them out, no big deal. But it eats up that extra 3 inches of RCA, and it just saves some time. I don't have to custom make an RCA. I can just pull one off the shelf, put it in. You could also drill a hole and pull it through and put all the slack underneath it. But right now there's no room to do that underneath it because this is gonna sit flat in the car. And then if we come down here to all of the plugs, they plug in. Make sure before you put it into the car and you get it all set up, underneath this is where that remote turn on selection is. Set that up first, because if you have to go back in after the fact and do it, you know, you're gonna have to pull this guy out and plug it in, because it's really hard to see once it's in the car, especially if you're doing it like where it's on a back wall of something. The USB is kind of similar. It's buried in here between the 15 and 16 and your RCAs. And if you're doing profile as well, it would probably make more sense just to hardwire in the USB-C and just have it go somewhere. For this, it's gonna be an easy enough shot because they're gonna lay flat like this. We'll be able to get it in no problem. But these are just kind of things that we like to think about while we're building our amp rack, is how are we going to actually make it make sense. The last thing to go in will be the power wire on this side. It's already in the car. Let's head back to it. I had also mentioned the ground bolt that we hooked up to, and that is located right there. So our 0 gauge ground just worked its way along this side, along with our 0 gauge power wire that we installed. Now, as far as that goes, just like any other Mustang we've ever done, big 0 gauge underneath the hood. It goes up the passenger side of the car. We do not go up the driver's side of the car on this. If you have a Mustang and you'd like to run a power wire, the easiest thing to do is actually just remove the whole battery case and everything out of that area. Therefore, you can drill a hole real easy into the vehicle, protect it, grommet it, make it nice and watertight. Here is the amplifier setup for the new lab. We have over here the Arc Audio Falcon 12-channel amplifier with 16 channels of DSP. 2 of those channels are feeding the Nighthawk over here that is going to power the subwoofers. The great thing about this are these plugs. This will allow us to make opposite ends for this, which we've already have, so we can unplug these and put more amplifiers here to do lab work, as well as we put an XT90 plug on our output. If we need to, we can plug this into a new box or easily enough get to these wires and redo them. Plus, now that we have a distribution block out here, if we need to, we can come another 0 gauge out of the back, and or just undo any of these and put our own new wires in there for testing in this area. So we're really looking forward to having access to a lab again so that we can test other equipment if need be. Now, as far as the speakers went inside, it's all Arc Audio, X2 6.5 coaxials in the rear, AS6 2.5 tweet up front with a 2.5 and a tweet as the center channel. We did make some corrections to the center channel from what we showed earlier in the video. Fernando did not like the way that the tweeter looked here in the dash, so we custom 3D print a new piece to make it blend in more with what the A-pillars look like. They have this kind of fanned out look here with a lip coming up around the outside. So we did the same thing here, made that fanned out look, added a lip to it, dropped it down into place, rounded it over, painted it to match the texture of the dash panel. As of right now, it's not tuned. The only thing that's been done to it is we put in the crossovers that Brian told us to put in, and I'm using the up mixer in the DNA software from Arc Audio to run everything. The plan for tuning it is one night after work, I have the kit in the car. When I'm done with everything else at the house, I'll hop out in the garage and give it a little tune and play with it. As far as the way it sounds right now, we're playing with the up mixer because we've never done that before and we want to see how that sounds, if it's something we like. Yeah. We'll talk more about that in another video. At some point, this is just gonna go to a standard 1C tune where I sit here and we'll use center channel to just ground the center of the signal and make it all sound fantastic. That's in the future though. The whole key was to get this in and get it done. We had a week to do it. We're on week 3, maybe week 4. I don't know, it's been a while. I knew that was gonna happen. Thanks to Resinex for providing us the sound treatment to go in here. The only area that we haven't sound treated yet that we have to do is underneath the top. It's going to need a lot. It's rattling with the 110 we have in there now, and I'm sure once we get the 410s in there, it's gonna rattle even more, so we'll figure out how to get the seat out, do all that underneath there, and we'll save that for another video. We'll show you that. Once we get the subwoofer ends, we'll probably do a second video showing you how all that turned out. I'd like to thank Arc Audio for providing us with all the equipment for this. And I'd like to thank you guys so much for watching. This is the first time I've had a system in a car since the Camaro, but the Camaro never actually had a system. The only thing we ever put in that was the Alpine DSP amplifier. We're getting ready to. I'm not even gonna pretend like we were getting ready to. We weren't. So this is pretty cool. We'll rock this for a while and see what we change it out to. Maybe next year we'll try some new speakers, do some more stuff. New cool stuff will come out, and that's what a lab is all about. I'd like to thank JVC for providing us with the first radio that is in here. And of course, power wire wise, we used a little bit of everything. I've gotten a bunch of wire over the years, so we had some Stinger, we got some Kicker. And I'd like to thank Memphis for my power distribution block. Even though I had to put a sticker over it that says Arc Audio, that's still one of my favorite power distribution blocks. So if you needed power, check out the Memphis. Great for 2-channel, powering up DSPs, doing all other fun stuff. With all the thank yous, like thank you guys for watching as always. Once we get it all tuned up, we'll do a listening maybe. Right now, it's not something that we need to record and listen to. It's nothing to be excited about yet. It will be as time goes on and I get some time to actually play with it. That's the other thing too, is I want to do some late night tuning in the garage and, you know, get my Jeff Smith on, because that's the fun part, right? Now that the hard part is done. Oh, I think the fuse holder that we used on there's a 4Connect that we got back from HKI a couple years back. So thank you, 4Connect. All right, that's it. That's all I got for thank yous. We'll move on to the next one. Fernando.
On to the next one, guys.
Thank you guys so much as always for watching. We hope you have a wonderful day. We'll see you later next time.
Bye.
Bye. Yay, it's over. Oh, thank God. I don't know how this video is gonna turn out. We've been recording this thing for weeks. It's just a mess. So if you made it this far, thanks. You guys have a great time. We hope you liked it, because damn. Let us know in the comments. All right, see ya.